What's up, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free Major League Baseball home run prop show for Sunday, July 2nd, 2023. Now, just a reminder before we get into the home run prop action, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. It helps us out a ton. If you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, including my daily $19 best bet, head on over to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Now, we will get into the home run prop action momentarily. We had a great day with the home run props yesterday, hit a total of 7. Even some of the leans that we were looking at, like Luke Raley, came through as well. But again, only the official plays we're counting here, and even then, those leans would have just been icing on the cake. Like I said, just a fantastic day. But before we get into the recap, again, I want to remind everybody these plays that I'm going to be giving out, these home run props, are very high risk, high reward. They are not plays that I recommend anybody dump their whole bankroll into. They are just plays that are meant to be there for some side action, just to have some fun, some pizza money or some coffee money on the side. But like I said, nothing that you should go too crazy on. Any plays that you get from here, you don't have to play all the plays I give out. These are just the games that I'm taking a look at, the plays that I'm looking at, and probably I'm going to have a few bucks on the ones that I give out here. And I recommend playing them straight as single bets, but I do know that some people like to parlay these home run props. So what I recommend doing is doing if you're going to do a parlay, any parlay that's 3 legs or more, do a round robin. That way, it gives you a safety net in case one of the legs goes awry. So what'll happen is if you play a 3-leg parlay, if you play a 3-leg parlay, you'll get if you have the 3-leg parlay for $5, say you just put $5 on it, but then you'll also put $5 on, all the combinations of 2 of that 3-leg parlay. So let's just say you did, I don't know, Luis Robert, Shohei Ohtani, and I know he's not playing, but Aaron Judge. You would play Robert and Ohtani for one combination, Robert and Judge for another, and then Ohtani and Judge. So you'd have 4 different bets in total. $20 instead of the normal 5. But the nice thing is, like I said, if one leg kind of screws up on you, instead of having that situation where we've all had the one leg of the parlay that's missed and we get paid nothing, at least you would still hit for 2 of the 3 that you hit. And if you hit all 3, well, not only do you get paid out on that 3-leg parlay, but you get paid out on all those combinations of 2 as well. So it's definitely something worth looking into. But let's take a look at the plays that we did hit on Saturday. And we started out early. We went to that matchup at Great American. We came through with Manny Machado at plus 285. Christian Yelich came through for us in the game against the Pirates at plus 510. Kyle Tucker also coming through at plus 460 in the Lone Star rivalry with the Texas Rangers. We also hit a pair of Mets as well. Francisco Lindor coming through at plus 375. And one of the big paydays on the board, Brandon Nimmo at plus 540 also coming in. As did Ronald Acuna Jr. Didn't get the best payout on Acuna Jr., but hey, almost 3-1 on our money. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth on that one. And J.P. Crawford with the big one coming through for us of the day, plus 950. Just an absolute, fantastic day, especially with this Crawford play, just giving you a ton of value, coming back your way, a ton of plus money. And that one play could have covered at least probably half of the board, if not more, depending on how if you played it and how many home run props you bet. But before we get into the home run prop action for Sunday, I want to remind everybody I love interacting with you guys, love talking to you guys in the comment section, finding out what you've got going on for the card on Sunday. So, let me know in the comment section. Do you like the angle I took on some of these games? Do you not like the angle? Do you have player props of your own? Like I said, drop them in there because sometimes even I go into the comment section and put a couple bucks on the player props that you guys give out there because some of those have been on absolute fire. But I ask everyone, if you're going to do that, please make sure you do it before the games actually start. Drop those plays in there before the games get going, because if they're not in there before the games start, they don't really help anybody. And we are trying to beat the books as a team here at Pickdawgz. One team, one unit, one goal. And that goal every single day is to get paid. And I think that's what we're going to be doing on Sunday. So let's get started, shall we? Like I said, have another great day on Sunday with the home run props. And we're going to start things off with this matchup between the Phillies and the Nationals. And we're going to start off with Kyle Schwarber. Now, I will preface it by saying this isn't my favorite price that we'll ever see with Kyle Schwarber. Plus 175 on the take back, but I always say it, I'm never going to look at plus money and profit coming back the other way if it hits. And, so at this price, I know it's not the plus 950 that we got with J.P. Crawford or the plus 540 we got with Brandon Nimmo. But, some people like to use this as a parlay piece. Hey, by all means, Kyle Schwarber, the Phillies, the offense went off for 19 runs yesterday. I look for some more runs here. Schwarber has a pair of home runs the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching, but he's also owned Trevor Williams in his career, going 10 for 31 with 6 extra base hits, including 4 home runs. Williams on the mound for the Nationals. He's allowed a brutal 11.5% barrel rate. Schwarber putting up a 15.4% barrel rate this season. So give me Kyle Schwarber for a home run at plus 175. I'm also going to look at Trey Turner for a home run at plus 340. He's hitting 385 with 3 homers in his career against Trevor Williams. So give me Trey Turner for a homer at plus 340. I'm also going to look at Brandon Marsh for a homer at plus 450. I'm going to go back to Marsh again. He's hitting, really well against right-handed pitching the last 2 weeks, putting up a 429 batting average, 6 extra base hits, including a pair of home runs. So give me Brandon Marsh for a homer at plus 450. And I'm also going to look at Lane Thomas for a home run at plus 500. Now, anyone who has watched this home run prop show knows my stance on Lane Thomas. He is a must-play against a lefty more often than not. And while I do like Ranger Suarez, Thomas's numbers too good to ignore, hitting 643 with a pair of home runs in the last 2 weeks against left-handed pitching. So give me Lane Thomas for a homer at plus 500. Now, I do hate to say it because I do love me some Sandy Alcantara, but the catalog, the spread play of the bets on the Braves bats in this series against the Marlins has been an absolute moneymaker. I think you could do it Sunday as well. Sandy, he's allowed 5 home runs in his last 3 head-to-head starts with the Braves. The last 2 weeks against righties, yeah, I could list off all the Braves you could definitely make a play on. Matt Olson, he's got a 417 batting average, 7 home runs, 12 extra base hits. Ronald Acuna Jr., 421 average, 5 homers. Ozzie Albies and Austin Riley each have 3 homers. Sean Murphy, a 429 batting average with a pair of homers. Michael Harris II, Marcell Ozuna, Travis d'Arnaud, Eddie Rosario all have a pair of home runs against right-handed pitching in the last 2 weeks. All of them could be worth a look, and I would not, you wouldn't have a hard time convincing me to take a look at any of those Atlanta Braves. For the Marlins, so on the other side, the only lean I had was Garrett Cooper. He is hitting 342 with a pair of homers in the last 2 weeks against righties, but Spencer Strider, he did throw 8 shutout innings with 13 strikeouts in his lone start against Miami, so I'm a bit hesitant to jump on any Marlins here. It's also worth keeping in mind that Strider has allowed a home run in 6 of his last 7 starts and 9 total over that span. But let's get back into the games that we do have official plays on. And we're going to go back to the matchup between the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. I'm going to go with Justin Turner here at plus 650. He's hitting 289 with 3 home runs, 5 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching. Also hitting 364 with a pair of career home runs against Kevin Gausman. Now, Gausman has been the Blue Jays staff ace, but the Red Sox, they've had the Jays number this season. They got to Gausman for 8 runs in the first meeting earlier this year. I think Justin Turner gets to Gausman here, so I'm going to take Justin Turner at plus 650. I'm also going to look at Masataka Yoshida at plus 800. He's hitting 273 with a pair of homers in the last 2 weeks against righties. Also has a home run off of Gausman as well earlier this season, so give me Masataka Yoshida at plus 800. I'm also going to look at Tristan Casas at plus 450. He's hitting 353 with a pair of home runs and 5 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against righties. So I'll take Tristan Casas for a home run at plus 450. I'm also leaning towards sprinkles on Adam Duvall, who has a pair of career home runs off of Kevin Gausman if he ends up playing. And Rafael Devers, always a main power threat for the Red Sox as well. So those are 2 leans that I have that I might put sprinkles on as well. My lone play for the Blue Jays here, George Springer at plus 650. He's hitting 471, 4 extra base hits, including a pair of homers in the last week against right-handed pitching. Now, Garrett Whitlock has been decent himself, but Springer's current form against righties, too good for me to pass on. I'm going to go with George Springer for a homer at plus 650. And we're going to look at this matchup between the Dodgers and the Royals. And I'm going to go with Drew Waters for a homer for the Royals at plus 750. He's hitting 355 with a pair of home runs, 4 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching. Now, Tony Gonsolin, a nice arm for the Dodgers, but he hasn't been the same guy that went 16-1 last season. He just gave up 3 home runs in his last start. So I'm going to look at Drew Waters for a homer at plus 750. I was also leaning towards Freddie Fermin, who's hitting 529 the last 2 weeks against righties, Part of me wonders, though, if he plays a smaller sample size than the normal suspects for the Royals. So just a lean for me and maybe a sprinkle on Freddie for me if you get a price on him. For the Dodgers, I'm going to go with Mookie Betts at plus 475, hitting 323 with 4 home runs, 8 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching. Now, Brady Singer, he hasn't allowed a ton of home runs lately, but he has been one of the worst pitchers in all of baseball this season in terms of hard hit percentage allowed, barrel rate, exit velocity allowed, and Betts just hitting the ball really well right now. So give me Mookie Betts for a home run at plus 475. Now, a couple plays that didn't have a price on, and right now it's around 5:30 in the morning Eastern time. So trying to get this out as early as possible for you guys, and just with how late the morning show tends to run, and once the morning show's done, I know everybody loves to watch the morning show. So if you don't want to have to keep on 2 things at once, or you want to pay direct attention to something, trying to give you guys as much time with this home run prop video as possible. So I didn't have time to wait for a ton of home run prop slides. There's some prices that are missing, but these are plays that I would have as official plays, and I will deem them official plays. Just no graphic for them, as we normally do on the home run prop show here. But the first one I'm going to go with is Nolan Arenado for the Cardinals. He's got decent career numbers against Garrett Cole. He's hitting 9 for 19 in his career, 4 extra base hits, including 3 home runs. He's also hitting 3 homers with a .259 batting average the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching. Now, Garrett Cole hasn't been bad, but he has allowed 6 home runs in his last 7 starts. Just a head-to-head matchup for Arenado, too good for me to pass on here with him. So give me Nolan Arenado for a homer. I'm also going to look at Paul Goldschmidt. He's hitting .314 with 3 homers the last 2 weeks against righties. And Brendan Donovan, hitting .370 with a pair of home runs against righties for the last 2 weeks. And I find that we normally get decent prices with Brendan Donovan as well. So that would be a play for me here. I also wanted to make a play with the Yankees against Jordan Montgomery. He pitched well. Problem was he pitched well in his lone start against his former team last year, and there's been no real sample size for the Yankees against lefties in the last couple of weeks. So are you guys playing anything on the Yankees on Sunday? Let me know in the comments section. But before we get into the rest of our home run prop action for Sunday, I want to remind everybody, obviously the purpose of this home run prop show is to put you guys in some home run prop winners. But it's also to highlight the benefits of using the betting tools at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Plays. You can see the graphics that we have on this home run prop show. They come directly from the betting tools at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Plays. They show you the player prop. They show you how often it hits. You can change the sample size as well from 5 games to 10 games to games following a win, following a loss, home games, road games, games this whole season. You name it, you can change it. And it also shows you how often that prop hits, like I said, and shows you which book is giving you the best possible price. Now, the nice thing is, if you don't have an account with the book that's giving you the best price, you click on that price, you sign up, you get a sportsbook bonus offer on us. Not only do you get to play that best possible price with that sportsbook bonus, but you also add to your advantage that the books can't take away from you, which is your ability to shop lines and find the best possible number. There's also other betting tools that you could use at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Plays. If you like betting hot and cold trends, there's a streaks tool. If you like betting parlays, there's multiple parlay builders. There's, profitable teams, profitable angles, profitable underdogs. The list goes on and on. You name it. I could probably do a show for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours every day, just going through the day's action using these betting tools to make free picks. But I honestly think, with everybody having their own betting strategy, betting style that they like to do, I just recommend everybody go on over to pickdawgz.com, sportschatplays.com yourselves. Check them out. Play with those tools. I can promise you won't regret it, especially because they're 100% free. But let's get back into the home run prop action for Sunday. We're going to go to Jose Abreu in this matchup between the Astros and the Rangers at plus 400. No real sample size for the Astros against the lefties in the last couple of weeks, but I'm going with some matchup plays here. As Abreu, he's owned Andrew Heaney in the past. Abreu hitting .364 off of Heaney. And all 4 of Abreu's hits have been solo home runs. Heaney's allowed a pair of home runs in back-to-back starts as well. 2 in each of his last 2 starts. So give me Jose Abreu for a home run at plus 400. I'm also going to look at Jose Altuve at plus 350. He's hitting .393 in his career against Heaney with 5 extra base hits, including a pair of home runs. So give me Jose Altuve at plus 350. I'm also going to look for the Rangers here at Jonah Heim at plus 475. He's hitting .343 with 4 home runs, 7 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching. Houston, they're sending Sean Dubin to the mound here. Dubin, he's allowed 6 home runs in just 5 innings this season, a home run as well. And with Heim in his current form against righties, got to take him to tag Dubin in this one. So give me Jonah Heim for a home run at plus 475. I'm also going to look at Adolis Garcia at plus 320. Basically in the same boat as Jonah Heim, hitting 244, 4 home runs, 8 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against righties. So give me Adolis Garcia at plus 320. Now, for the Tigers matchup against the Rockies, I'm only going to look at one single Detroit Tiger for an official play here, and that's going to be Kerry Carpenter at plus 320. He's hitting 258 with 3 home runs in the last 2 weeks against righties. Connor Siebold, starting for the Rockies, he's allowed 5 home runs in his last 2 starts. I just don't love many Tigers or Rockies in that game, but Carpenter is the one that really stands out to me here. So give me Kerry Carpenter at plus 320. I was also leaning towards Spencer Torkelson for the Tigers, maybe Ryan McMahon for the Rockies, but again, this Tigers and Rockies series, it's been hard for me to get a feel for betting home run props. I'm really feeling comfortable about it as well. But another play that we just don't have a graphic for, but a play that I'm going to be putting in regardless, it's going to be an official play for me, is Luis Robert, once again for the White Sox. Again, how can I not look at him? Sure, Paul Blackburn, starting for the Oakland A's, was an all-star last year. He's one of Oakland's best starters this year. Usually puts the A's in a decent shot to win whenever he takes them out. But Robert hitting 433 with 5 home runs, 7 extra base hits total in the last 2 weeks against righties. So I would take Luis Robert for a home run. I'd also look at Eloy Jimenez of the White Sox as well. He's hitting 324 with a pair of home runs, 5 extra base hits as well in the last 2 weeks against righties. I was leaning towards Sebi Zavala as well for the White Sox. He's hitting well for power, but only 5 games in the last 2 weeks. Tells me he's sporadically in the lineup. Not sure I want to take a shot on that, or if we'll even get the chance to. We may not even get a price on Zavala, but I would lean towards Sebi Zavala as well. If you have a couple extra bucks and you just want to sprinkle someone on, something that's probably going to end up being a bit of a long shot. But let's take a look at our last couple of games that we do have official plays on. And we're going to start with going back to that Mariners matchup against the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm going to start with Cal Raleigh at plus 400. He's hitting 297 with a pair of home runs the last 2 weeks against righties. Taj Bradley starting for the Rays here. And the Rays rookie, he has allowed 5 home runs in his last 2 starts, including 4 on the road last time out against Arizona. I like the matchup for Raleigh here, so give me Cal Raleigh for a home run at plus 400. And I'm going to go back to our old friend J.P. Crawford at plus 800. He cashed for us on Saturday. We're getting another solid price with him. He's here with a 259 batting average, 3 home runs in the last 2 weeks against righties. So give me J.P. Crawford for the value again at plus 800. I'm also leaning towards Teoscar Hernandez, who has 3 home runs in the last 2 weeks against righties, but a 184 batting average is what's holding me back with Hernandez. So lean towards Teoscar Hernandez in that one. For the Tampa Bay Rays, standalone player, going to go with Luke Raley at plus 500. He was a lean for me on Saturday, but I'm going official with him here. He homered yesterday. Like I said, he's hitting 333 with a pair of home runs in the last week against righties. I love me some Luis Castillo, but he's allowed 7 home runs in his last 4 starts. I think Raley could get him here, so I'm going to take Luke Raley at plus 500. Now we're on to Sunday Night Baseball. And from a Giants perspective, I mean, nothing really stood out for me. We haven't seen much of the Giants against lefties. Maybe Patrick Bailey. He's hitting 600 with a home run in the last 2 weeks against lefties. But again, it's just a 5 at-bat sample size. So the only play for me there is purely a reasoning of fading David Peterson, and that's about it. But the 2 plays that we do have for the Mets, familiar faces from yesterday. Brandon Nimmo at plus 500. Now Ross Stripling making his first start in a month and a half, and Nimmo tearing the cover off the ball against righties right now. He cashed for us yesterday. He's hitting 306 with 5 home runs in the last 2 weeks against righties. So give me Brandon Nimmo for a homer at plus 500. And I'm also going to look at Francisco Lindor at plus 380. He's also hitting 306 with 4 home runs in the last 2 weeks against righties. So give me Francisco Lindor at plus 380 to close things out. But let's do a recap of the plays that we did give out. I'll mention the ones that we didn't have graphics for as well. We started things off with Kyle Schwarber at a bit of a low price here, plus 175. But again, maybe it's a parlay piece, or if you just want to have any profit, however it comes, I'm not gonna complain about it either. So Kyle Schwarber at plus 175 for the Phillies. Also for the Phillies, Trey Turner at plus 340, and Brandon Marsh at plus 450. For the Nationals, Lane Thomas at plus 500. Again, I think you could go with the catalog spot for the Atlanta Braves. Again, Sandy Alcantara kills me to say, but I just think that the Braves are just swinging too well against righties to ignore. Justin Turner for the Boston Red Sox at plus 650. Also for the Red Sox, Masataka Yoshida at plus 800. And Tristan Cassis at plus 450. Also leaning towards Adam Duvall and Rafael Devers for the Red Sox in that game. For the Blue Jays, standalone play, George Springer at plus 650. For the Royals, standalone play, Drew Waters at plus 750. And a standalone play for the Dodgers, Mookie Betts at plus 475. For the St. Louis Cardinals, like I said, I couldn't get a graphic on them, but I like Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, and Brendan Donovan for a home run if you can find a price on them. They're worth a sprinkle each. For the Houston Astros, we're going to go with Jose Abreu at plus 400. Jose Altuve at plus 350. Also got Jonah Heim at plus 475. And Adolis Garcia at plus 320. For the Tigers, a standalone play here, Kerry Carpenter at plus 320. Also leans towards Spencer Torkelson and maybe Ryan McMahon in that matchup. For the White Sox, again, plays without slides here, graphics, Luis Robert and Eloy Jimenez, also a lean towards Sebi Zavala in that game for the White Sox. For the Mariners, we're going to go with Cal Raleigh at plus 400. And J.P. Crawford at plus 800. With also a lean towards Teoscar Hernandez in that game. For the Tampa Bay Rays, Luke Raley at plus 500. For the New York Mets on Sunday Night Baseball, to close things out, we went with Brandon Nimmo at plus 500. And Francisco Lindor at plus 380. But thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. We're up close to 134,000 subscribers here on our YouTube channel. Couldn't have done it without your guys' love and support, so thank you so much for that. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Smash that thumbs up, and hey, make sure you have notifications turned on so you can be the first to be in the know when the newest content drops here at Pickdawgz. You can see sometimes, I can't wait to get the content out for you guys. Want to give you as much time to get these plays in, but sometimes I have to wait to see if we can get prices because I don't want to just show up with an empty show and just talk. I want to be able to show you guys the benefits of the betting tools at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Plays. So that's sometimes why the show comes out a little bit later. But if you have notifications turned on, you don't have to worry about it. You get the notice as soon as the video drops. You get to watch it, check out the free picks, and get those free picks in. We make you some money. Also, if you're looking for my best bets, the games that I am the most confident in, including my daily $19 best bet, again, you can find that at Pickdawgz Premium. And while you're at Pickdawgz or Sports Chat Plays, check out these betting tools. I promise you, you won't regret it. You're not going to find betting tools like this anywhere for anything close to this. And even if you did, you're not going to find them for 100% free like we're giving them to you here at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Plays. They are there for you to use. They are a great tool to have on your belt. So make sure you go on over and check them out. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you guys. Let's crush the books on Sunday and finish the week strong.